Welcome inside Gillette Stadium, everybody. My name is Mike Petraglia, joined as always by Patriots expert columnist for WEEI.com, Christopher Price. Chris, this was really business as usual for the New England Patriots. The week before their bye, they take care of business and dispatch the Jacksonville Jaguars, really an overmatched Jaguar team, by a score of 51-17. LeGarrette Blount had 3 touchdown runs, but it's really Tom Brady once again the story. He was really on the money. He got his 400, and then he got 401 to Keyshawn Martin. He really got everything accomplished that he wanted.
He really did. You know, you look at the performance of this team offensively, there's very little to question, in terms of what they did, their play calling, their approach, the production. You can't really argue with what they were able to do. They were able to put up a lot of points early. They were able to run the ball late, kill the clock, and then you put Brady's record on top of that. It was pretty much a perfect day, if you remember the New England offense.
They scored every time they had the ball. I mean, to your point, can you do really any better? I mean, obviously you can nitpick and say there were a couple of opportunities in the red zone. They set, or just outside the red zone, they settled for field goals, didn't finish, but really we're nitpicking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you get down to that point, the flip side of it is you have the best kicker in the NFL in Stephen Gostkowski, able to deliver at least 3 points for you in those kinds of situations. It wasn't a difficult game. Maybe the play calling is a little bit different. If it's a tighter game, they end up going for some of those opportunities in the red zone. But again, we're at a point now with the offense where we're looking for minor things comparatively. They're putting up points, they're putting up yardage, they're getting everyone involved, they're checking off all of those boxes you need to check off to be considered a truly great offense.
And, I wrote on WEEI.com and am writing this, that the reason I think that makes the Patriots so special, they go into a week like this, everybody talking about records, Tom Brady, 400 passes, Rob Gronkowski, who did not reach 60 touchdowns. He eventually will, of course, we assume. And Steve Gostkowski gets his record, 424, I believe, extra points consecutive and counting now. The bye week coming up, but they are not distracted. They just seem to have a focus. And, after the game, Devin McCourty and Bill Belichick both talked about at the podium, hey, we wanted a 60-minute effort. There was even a reminder at halftime when we were up 20-3. This needs to be a full 60.
This is a very easy game, or it would have been a very easy game for this team to mail in. And when I say mail in, maybe,
psychologically,
exactly.
Maybe.
You know what? You got the bye week coming up after this. You have a Jacksonville team that's not all that good, quite frankly. They're a young team and they're headed in the right direction. But at this point, they're nowhere near as good as the Patriots are. This would have been the kind of week where, you remember back to week 3 last year with the Raiders coming in here, win 16-9, you get a victory, you kind of figure it out a little bit. And the flip side is right now, though, there's no comparison to what the Patriots offense is doing. They were absolutely on point all night. The only time they did not score was the kneel down at the end of the game. That's absolutely remarkable. I don't care who you're facing.
Right.
In terms of the numbers you want to put up, the production, it's, again, they're checking off all the boxes. They're doing all the things you need to do to be considered a great offense.
All right, let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. We saw a few people, Justin Coleman, get some playing time in this game as Bradley Fletcher was a healthy scratch in this game. I raised a few eyebrows beforehand. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come. Also, Jordan Richards saw some additional playing time as a safety in the secondary. Your takeaways on the defensive effort that held Jacksonville, for all intents and purposes, really to 1 touchdown.
There was one bad series for this defense on the afternoon. That was the 17-play drive early on in the first half that ended up producing just a field goal. So, you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, other than that, I thought they did very well. I thought this was a great opportunity for some of the younger guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. As you bring up Jordan Richards, they worked Dominique Easley back in there after a week on the shelf because of the hip issue. It was a good opportunity for some of those guys to get some playing time, to feel good about where they are heading into the bye week.
Now, you speak of the bye week. How have the Patriots handled it in the past? I mean, we expect the Patriots to come in, do their film work, get some reps in to maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before they are sent off for the bye.
I think that's the situation you're looking at right now. You're looking at probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, work for this team. You cut them loose on Thursday. You have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday off, depending on the situation. And then you come back here, you're ready to work. You're ready to get your head in the playbook for the Dallas Cowboys.
As you also mentioned to me here on the field as we were walking on post-game, you said this 3-week or 2-week period couldn't have gone any better for the Patriots. Why is that?
Yeah, I think on a number of levels. You not only are 3-0 going into the bye week, you get some rest, you have your divisional foes suffer losses along the way. And at the same time, there are just enough things, if you're Bill Belichick, that you can still point to. Last week against the Bills, he gave them 32 points. You guys aren't as good as you think you are defensively.
Right.
There were some breakdowns here offensively in the red zone. You can bet your you-know-what that Bill Belichick is going to use that when it comes to film study this week. There's enough stuff along the way where he can point to and say, look, you guys think you're good. You're nowhere near as good as you think you are. And then the flip side is, again, though, that not just the divisional foes, but the conference foes. The Colts are struggling. The Broncos are struggling. The Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, all of these teams that are expected to contend alongside the Patriots, they're having their issues.
And you left one team out there, and I'm glad you did. Jonathan Kraft made mention of this on the radio, on the Patriots radio pregame show before the game. Isn't it a shame what's happened to the Baltimore Ravens? Well, Ravens, apparently, I'm sure they found out during the game. Somehow somebody let them know. They fell to 0-3. The Bengals scored twice late. They beat Baltimore 28-24. Baltimore is 0-3, Chris. One of the prime contenders, a lot of people figure, going into the 15 season to the Patriots.
To paraphrase the late, great Yogi Berra, it gets late early out here.
Sure does.
You go 0-3, and it doesn't, you still have a shot at the postseason. There are teams that have done it before. 0-3, 0-4. The Patriots team, 2001, started out 0-2. They won the Super Bowl. There are teams that have done it in years past. The Colts last year went 0-2. They went to the AFC Championship game. But it's awful tough to be able to rebound from 0-3. You don't have many more chances. The margin for error is significantly slimmer if you start 0-2, 0-3 than it is even if you're 1-1, 1-2, whatever.
That's a wrap here inside Gillette Stadium. The Patriots take care of business 51-17 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. They improved to 3-0. Next up, the bye week, and then in 2 weeks in Dallas at AT&T Stadium against the Dallas Cowboys. For Christopher Price, I'm Mike Petraglia inside Gillette Stadium, WEEI.com.